presentation asks a question that every educator loves to hear. How cool is that? And shows us exactly how to make digital learning not just effective, but exciting. Presenting Enhancing E-Learning with Canva and Adobe Animate is Nhlamolo Moja from C-Track Africa, a passionate instructional designer and scholar who's deeply engaged in the global learning design community. Nhlamolo explores the forefront of instructional media and technology, constantly experimenting with tools such as Storyline 360, ChatGPT, and AI image generators to craft memorable, visually rich learning experiences. The creative approach reminds us that innovation in education can be as inspiring as it is impactful. Thank you so very much. We look forward to hearing you. And Nhlamolo, I think you are on mute.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yes.
Oh, okay, great. Sorry about that. As I was saying, thank you so much that you guys have joined my session on enhancing e-learning with Canva and Adobe Animate. So just to give you guys a bit of a background, the reason why I decided to go with this topic is because earlier this year I had a project that I was working on and I came across this interaction and I thought that it would be a cool idea to share it with my fellow e-learning enthusiasts as well as instructional designers. So I hope you will enjoy the session as much as I did enjoy having to put it together for you. So before we start, I'm just going to show you the end product of what we are trying to achieve, and then I will walk you through how we got to achieving the end product. All right, thank you.
Hi, is there supposed to be sound?
And Nhlamolo, I think when you share the slide, you have to share sound as well. Sorry, so it's not showing us the sound.
Is the sound not shared? Okay.
Yes.
Should I stop sharing and then share again?
You may.
Okay. Share audio. There we go. Entire screen. Okay, great. Sorry about that. I'm just going to jump straight into the video again.
Perfect.
Some of the benefits of online learning are 1. Flexibility and convenience. This helps learners access content anytime, anywhere, which is ideal for busy professionals. 2. Scalability. Once developed, online courses can be delivered to large audiences without additional cost per learner. 3. It is cost-effective because it reduces expenses related to travel, venue hire, printed materials, and facilitator fees.
Okay, great. I hope everybody was able to hear the video. Please just confirm.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So this video, I did it using what we call Adobe Express Animate, and it is an application that you can use to develop to create your avatar basically. So the nice thing about this application is that it has multiple characters that you can choose from. If you want to go with something more realistic, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to go with something more animated, or even a character that is in a food-like character. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So you can choose your character here, and then you can also choose the kind of background you want. If you want to go with something that is a bit more transparent, you can choose that. Or if you want something with a nice background, maybe you're outside or even in a classroom, you're more than welcome to choose that. And then you also have the ability to choose the size, your aspect ratio. So depending who and what you're developing for, then you'll obviously customize your aspect ratio to fit that. Then once you're done, usually what I do, I'll use an external device. Usually it is my cell phone, and then I will record my audio. Could be myself speaking, or I can get an audio from the AI generative voiceovers that you can get on the internet, and then I will record. I'll press record and make sure that I enhance the speech, and then play the audio on my phone. Then once that is done, it will sync, and then it will give me something like this to say that my synced avatar is now ready for me to download. So once you get to this point, usually what I do, I download it and export it out of Adobe. However, if you prefer to use Adobe, you're more than welcome to edit your video and add any additional things on Adobe Express, but I prefer to use the application called Canva. So I'll download it and then upload it on to Canva. So now once I'm done downloading it, then I'll upload it on Canva and have whatever else that I'll need. So in this case, I've added text that will cue in as the audio is. So I'm just going to play the video once more for you guys.
Some of the benefits of online learning are 1. Flexibility and convenience. This helps learners access content anytime, anywhere, which is ideal for busy professionals. 2. Scalability. Once developed, online courses can be delivered to large audiences without additional cost per learner. 3. It is cost effective because it reduces.
So as you can see, sorry,
Some
as
of
you
the
can
benefits
see,
of online.
this is a video
Some
that
of the benefits.
I have my avatar speaking, and then I just have text that I'm emphasizing on specific topics that I'll be talking about. So not necessarily the whole voice over script, but rather just the most important words that I'd like the learner to highlight. This does reduce the level of cognitive and whatnot. And this actually, I was inspired, well, it was inspired by Maya's 12 principles of multimedia learning, in particular the congruity principles, because it places printed words near any corresponding graphics and coincide narration with related display. And then it also has a voiceover principle, which narration should use a human voice rather than a computer voice, and this should match any on-screen character. So these days we actually do have voice-over applications that do sound human-like. Therefore, your learner does then feel that they are engaging with whatever learning that is taking place at the time. And then you might ask yourself that why would I want to have an avatar whereas I can just have a voice over and my text on the screen? Well, there's a couple of advantages here that I have highlighted, and number one is that it increases the learner engagement in the sense that it makes the content more dynamic and less static. So learners are more likely to stay focused on a character as a character appears to be speaking directly to them. Right. And then another thing, it enhances personalization. A character can simulate a human-like interaction, making the learning experience feel more personal and relatable. So this is especially effective in instances of soft skills training, your language learning modules, your theoretical subjects, onboarding, or even customer service modules. And then it also has improved comprehension because lip syncing helps reinforce audiovisual alignment, which aids in processing and retaining information. Therefore, learners can better associate spoken words with visual clues, supporting dual channel learning. Another reason is that it has an emotional connections. Characters can express facial expressions and gestures. It almost looks so real, helping convey tone, emotion, and even emphasis. So this can make abstract or complex topics more approachable and easier to understand. And then in terms of accessibility and inclusivity, for learners who struggle with reading or prefer auditory learning, a talking character can make content more accessible. So it can also support multilingual learning by syncing with the voiceovers in different languages. Last but not least is that it has consistency in delivering, unlike myself, who keeps making mistakes and moving too much with with an avatar. Well, unlike live presenters, yes, animated characters deliver content constantly every time, ensuring uniform delivery. So then a learner is most likely to focus. Okay. I think that is all from me. But there are a lot of advantages of a talking avatar. These are just some of the advantages that I have listed here. So yeah, this I think is a great way to, it's a great initiative to definitely incorporate in your e-learning. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take questions. I'm not able to see the comment section. So if Bianca, maybe you can assist me with reading the question.
I'll absolutely do
I'll
that.
absolutely do that. Thank you.
I might have to ask
I might
you
have to ask
this
you
the presentation off because it's doing an
presentation off because
echo
it's doing an
for the
echo
sound.
for the
Apologies.
sound. Apologies. Excuse me?
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
oh, sorry. If you
oh,
just
sorry,
close
if
your
you just
presentation
close your
because you're sharing
presentation
your
because you're
sound, it's
sharing your
actually
sound.
coming
It's
back.
actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, sorry. That
There
is
we
the one unfortunate thing that happens in Collaborate. So,
Oh,
Nhlamolo, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. As a designer and learning designer, this is such a powerful tool, and I think it's wonderful that you shared it with us today. I see there are multiple comments in the chat. Many people saying to you, yes, it's wonderful using Canva, Adobe Animate. These are great things. Chris Moja also mentioning that it's very interesting and making learning less boring. Tasha Dickinson just wanted you to note that Hey Jen has South African accents, and if you feel it's too monotone, you can get it to mimic your own voice intonation through recordings. Then you can animate in Adobe Animate and then add the South African accent with it. You can also use 11 Labs for SA accent. So I think that's a nice tip for all of us. Then Chris Moja has asked you a question. How do you see this integrating to modern day ways of learning as opposed to face to face?
So because it's an avatar, it feels as though it's an actual lecturer who's standing there and speaking to you. Sometimes it is quite boring. Sorry to my lecturers. It can get a bit boring, especially if the lecturer can't keep a constant voice and maybe keeps making hand gestures, and every time they're like this, and it can get a bit distracting for a learner. So when you do incorporate an avatar, then you know that there is consistency. There's not too much gestures, and even the tone of the voice is consistent. And like I was saying, nowadays we have applications that have voice over AI that sound more realistic. So it doesn't really sound like you are listening to a computer, but it sounds like you're listening to more of a human being. So yeah.
Thank you so very much, Nhlamolo. Once again, I just thank you for your willingness to share such a valuable tool. You have a lot of people who are thanking you. And I know that we'll see lots of amazing things. I know you did on your last slide have your contact details, and then I asked you to take it down. I do apologize. But if you could put that
It's
information into the chat, people would be very interested in chatting with you after this. I am sure of that. Thank you
okay.
so much,
I'll just
Nhlamolo.
put it in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Hi, Jorg. I have made you a presenter, so thank you so